Fear is often seen as the enemy, a weakness to be conquered. Most people would choose to be brave over feeling afraid, and history has long positioned bravery as the ultimate virtue. Aristotle's philosophy made courage a key moral trait, and modern-day messages tell us to conquer fear, as if fear itself is a failure. Whether it's political leaders warning about fear or the belief that fear is something to be overcome for social progress, the idea that bravery is morally superior to fear is widespread. Fear is often portrayed as something that weakens us, leading to ineffective action. Even icons like Nelson Mandela emphasize hope over fear. These narratives give people more reason to avoid their fears. However, many of life's greatest threats, like suffering, loss, and death, are inevitable. Rather than always striving for courage, what if we learned to fear well? What if the aim was not to overcome fear, but to navigate it skillfully? For many, fears are constant companions. Instead of trying to escape them, perhaps we could accept them. Some fears cannot be eliminated, and maybe the best approach is not bravery, but learning to live alongside them. We often think of fear as a private, internal struggle, but it's shaped by the people around us. Our relationships teach us how to fear, and in turn, how we support others in their fear is just as important. In many cases, people are encouraged to be brave rather than acknowledge their fear. This brave washing minimizes the reality of fear and makes it seem like bravery is the only appropriate response. Sarah Wildman, who wrote about her daughter's battle with cancer, experienced this firsthand. People praised her and her family for their courage, but as Wildman pointed out, they didn't have a choice. They simply had to face the reality of the situation. Telling someone to be brave when they are in a state of fear dismisses their emotional experience. When fear is continually dismissed or judged, people begin to feel that their fear is unacceptable. By contrast, when fear is met with understanding and support, it becomes easier to bear. Research on mindfulness shows that human connection plays a vital role in managing fear. The presence and empathy of others can make a profound difference, allowing people to sit with their fears rather than run from them. Being physically close, offering a listening ear, or even just being there can be powerful ways to support someone in their fear. Not all responses to fear need to be grand gestures. Sometimes, simple acts like sharing food, being present, or listening can make a significant impact. When Wildman's daughter passed away, she reflected on how her daughter didn't run from fear but sought to understand it. This honest engagement with fear, rather than a relentless pursuit of bravery, is a form of living well with fear. It's crucial to recognize that fear is not a moral failing. The way we deal with fear largely depends on our social surroundings and the support we receive. If we want to improve how we respond to fear, both individually and as a society, we must create relationships and communities that allow for open expression of fear. This can prevent harmful reactions like lashing out or denial. Supporting someone in their fear is an act of connection. It allows them to fear well rather than feel ashamed or dismissed. In this way, fearing well can be more important and challenging than simply being brave. It requires empathy, patience, and acceptance, qualities that are often undervalued in our rush to encourage bravery. Fearing well, in the end, may be the real virtue.